Elder Osiris Akkebala, sharing information with you about dark matter, dark energy, dark mass, just about darkness in and of its own action. I think I need to share this information with you because of so much negativity that has gone out about darkness and have given the world a confused idea about what darkness is all about. So let me see if I cannot set the record straight concerning what I consider to be the most divine, the most sacred entity there is or ever will be. I view darkness in a very spiritual sense of the word. I see darkness for what it is because of the revelation that has been given to me about that mass of darkness, that energy, that free flow of intelligence that is responsible for all particles, for all forms that is now in our view. Darkness is an entity that most of us take for granted. Even the physicists on the quantum level, now in search for the God particle, has come to realize that there is a mystery. There is something of greater importance than the atom. And they are concluding that entity is darkness. I had the experience like I had never had before, and I'm one that never remember my dreams. And so what I'm about to share with you concerning this experience, this revelation, I remember unto this day. And this experience happened around the mid-90s. So I know it wasn't a dream, because I can dream at night and the next morning I know nothing about what I dream, if you understand what I'm attempting to convey to you. So one day I was in the midst of writing. I had already written one book entitled My God the Creator, and this revelation came to me to write this book entitled Lies About God, in the form of an expose. Not a very thick book, but a book that gets straight to the point concerning the lies that we tell about God. So this particular time, as I was writing on the topic of lies about God, majesty of darkness and the sacredness of the universe. And there is a difference between the two. One foot was anchored in darkness, one foot in the mass of the universe. And I was just suspended in animation. And as I was able to observe what was happening all around me, it is as if I had been elevated beyond and above the masses of the universe, so that I could look down and see the beauty and splendor and majesty of that powerful whirling and swirling of the universe. It consisting of stars and planets and gaseous mass and all of the elements necessary and needed to form the universe. And as I was observing the motion of the universe moving counterclockwise, I was able to see various and many cavities in that mass that comes from the powerful motion of the stars and planets whirling and revolving and rotating, creating massive gases. And I saw a cavity in the mass of the universe. And quite naturally, as I was able to see through that hole in the mass of the universe, the only thing left for me to see was the majesty of darkness all around. And so, quite naturally, based upon what we had been told, that is, I blurted out spontaneously, "Look, black holes." Now I'm out in space of darkness. I don't know what made me make such a statement as if I was talking to someone. But when I made that statement, asking someone else to join me in observing what I was looking at, what I was seeing, as I labeled it to be a black hole, then lo and behold, from the majesty and infiniteness of that powerful dark energy would constitute the dark mass that flows into infinity, it being the true representative, the true essence of the divine essence, i.e. God in intelligence action. There I was able to see strings of energy gyrating, moving in a sequence of divine order. As I heard a voice. Now, I'm not here to imply that I heard a voice as you and I would hear each other when we speak to each other. But I heard a sound that comes as me the indication that sound was coming from the darkness, like when you're dealing with a frequency, and when it goes up and down, how the little pendulum swings up and come down when it's going high and going low. That's what I was seeing. And from that action of the strings of energy that consist of the darkness, I heard the sound in the form of a voice calling out to me, stating to me, Osiris, there's no such thing as a black hole. And went on to tell me what you are observing is the various massive cavities that comes from the actions of supernovas in the universe. That being when a star has imploded in on its own action. It cuts a gaping hole within that mass that is a part of the universe from the action of all of those objects that make up the universe. So there is no such thing as a black hole. What you're doing is being able to see through the cavity of the mass, and the only thing left to you for you to see is infinity. Infinity being darkness in its majesty of form and not form. Energy it is. Always, constantly in motion. It is the representative of intelligence emanating within the definiteness of darkness. So there is no black hole. There is nothing but the infinite presence of the divine essence. And that divine essence is darkness. Darkness is energy. Energy is intelligence. So what you are observing is the trinity of the divine essence. Darkness, energy, matter. The three are one. Energy, through the presence of the infinite of darkness, producing all matter that exists, that is, rather. And that matter comes in form and shape, and many times brought to you in the form of what we now refer to as stars and planets. But all come out of the womb of infinite darkness. So, ever since that time, I've had a great admiration, respect, and honor for darkness, because I now know what it is. dark energy. And we will be talking to you and sharing information about dark matter as well. But let us see what dark energy is all about. The human being has said that dark energy is no more than a hypothetical form of energy. Get that? A hypothetical form of energy that permeates all of space. Well, I'm here to let you know it has been revealed to me that space is darkness and darkness is energy. So quite naturally, it rests in the bosom of infinity. But the human being says to you in his study of quantum physics that dark energy tend to increase the rate of expansion of the universe. Well, I beg to differ, because the universe is not what I would refer to as being in a mode of expansion, because it is in a process of coming and going. Those objects that makes up to be the universe, for instance. That is why you have what we call a supernova. Stars fades away as stars are being born. To me, that seems like a process that contains itself, that maintains its order, not expands it. There is no increasing because of the fact that there is an action, for a better word, of decreasing of the object that is a part of the universe. And when you have a supernova to occur, I am of the mind that all outer particles and objects in its vicinity is taken with that action into the great foam that is carved out in the mass of the universe, of which we refer to as a black hole. So, I take the position that there is no such thing as a black hole as we describe it to be. There's a hole in the mass of the universe that gives you the opportunity to look through and see the majesty of darkness. Because, and in my vision and revelation, it is told to me that nothing or no one or anything is capable to ever penetrate the majesty of darkness. That space is in its entirety. Space is darkness. Darkness is space. And space, darkness, is energy. Energy is intelligence. There you have the divine essence at work, in action. the great physicists of our time. What does the human being say about dark matter? Well, they say that dark matter is matter that is inferred to exist. Inferred to exist, as if it's not a matter of fact. And it exists from gravitational effects that take place on visible matter. And its background is radiation. But it is undetectable. By emitted scattered electrons or electromagnetic radiation. You have the great physicist, Dr. Stephen Hawking, considered to be one of the greatest genius of all time regarding the mystical aspect of the universe and about dark matter. Darkness in general, I would think. And the paradox of one of them anyhow, of Dr. Stephen Hawking's theory is about information. Dr. Hawking was of a mind, even though he has backed off of this claim. But let's play with it for a moment. Dr. Hawking was of the mind that all information that makes its way into the black hole, as they call it, into the hole created in the mass of the universe, all of that information is lost and never to be retrieved anymore. Now, let's get one thing clear. Dr. Hawking was not talking about information pertaining to knowledge. You know, something like I would share with you that, well, they say it's about 93 million miles from Earth to the sun. That's information. That is not the information Dr. Hawkins were referring to. Dr. Hawkins were referring to what it takes, the ingredients that it took to form the stars and planets. And mind you now, when a supernova occurs, you got an implosion, not an explosion that is taking place. So everything is collapsing in on its own action. Meaning that, for instance, if our sun would implode, it would take every planet in its vicinity with it. And all planets and the sun consist of particle information that flows into the whole of the mass of the universe that occurred from the implosion of the sun. Dr. Hawkins is saying, did say, capable of measuring, bringing back that which it has excreted to become the stars, the planets, and all that consists of matter and the elements thereof. That is the information Stephen Hawking was referring to. So, Stephen Hawking indicated that after rethinking, he is not of the mind that all information, once broken down and returned, is lost. Now, there was another physicist by the name of Susskind who had taken issue with Dr. Hawkins, because he was of the mind that no information can ever be destroyed or lost. So, I am of the mind and thought that I would have and do come down with the divine knowledge that says all that comes out from the majesty of darkness returns. And it returns back into an inert state, a state that is of such minuscule, so undetectable, until we in our physical form of mind thought would labor there to be nothing there. And there is no such thing as nothingness. So information, all information that proceeds out of the bosom of the divine darkness returns, never to be lost, never to be destroyed. May be dissolved back into its original state, but yet maintaining the information that caused it to become what it once was, such as stars and planets and all of the other elements and the breaking down of the subatomic particles, but never to be destroyed, because it serves to be the ingredients, the attributes, the organs of the divine darkness, i.e. God, in the sense of the word that we've been taught to relate to. So, we have been, as the saying goes, beloved, bamboozled, confused, and made to be ignorant towards that which is the penalty of divinity, which is darkness. Nothing escapes darkness, but all things proceed out from it. To me, that is the attribute, the classification, the personification, if to use the word, the actuality energy. He has made claim that in the majesty of darkness, of course he referred to it as the universe, and darkness is the ultimate universe, one that is beyond expansion. It is the giver of light. Light has no power over darkness. So famous physicist Dr. Cuckoo has indicated that, the strings of energy and its majesty of action flowing through the essence of the divine darkness plays a musical sign as if to be a universal symphony. I can accept that, because when you get to know that darkness represents and is no more than strings of energy that stretches into infinity and is always in motion, gyrating, revolving, agitating, then you can imagine the sound that comes from that enormous force. So, you go now and you search for the God particle. You make your great atomic smashing machines, expecting to duplicate the action of the divine darkness. What you'll do is run into a dark wall that cannot be duplicated, that cannot be understood through and by believing. Theorized about, yes. Acknowledge it, you must, because its presence is there, emanating like the great master of all things that it is, but never imposing its power upon any of those objects it has produced to become what we have labeled them to be. We, in the physical form that we are, using the divine energy that moves through us and radiates through our body, we make an attempt to label those things that we know nothing about and accept them as being what we have classified them to be. So be it. That is all right on the lowly level of your physical form. But in no way does it equate to becoming the balance of what is needed to understand the reality and truth of which divine darkness represents. It is that force of energy. Darkness is energy. Space is darkness. And from the force of that energy does the universe rest. That's what keeps it in its place, in its motion, in its orbit. Never to become equal to, or shall I say imbalance with, that which you have imagined it to be in relationship to darkness. spirituality resides within the planes on the horizon of eternal existence. It never come and never go.